Good evening, the 16th of November 2025. You tuned to Sunday Express on KBC Channel 1. Now, yesterday, the country witnessed the marking of the 20th anniversary of ODM party, and now a 10-point agenda. Will it fly or will it not? Time will tell. This and so much more coming up on Sunday Express. But first things first, let's take a look at the highlights.
We must never have any child in Kenya ati amekosa nafasi ya kusoma.
President William Ruto praises a charge for complementing the government's efforts in improving the education sector. Safety of pedestrians. A deadly year for those on foot. 2025 statistics on road carnage indicate. And better safe than sorry. Plans get underway to relocate those at risk of landslides in Sechongoch, Elgeyo-Marakwet County.
Good evening, I'm Regina Manyara and this is Sunday Express. My colleague in sign language is none other than Byron Abuli. Now, President William Ruto on Sunday led celebrations marking 60 years of the African Inland Church, AIC, Logo in Marsabit County, using the occasion to outline new measures aimed at strengthening the country's education and health sectors. Addressing thousands of faithful, the president reaffirmed his administration's commitment to ensuring that every child in Kenya has access to quality education, saying that no learner should ever miss school due to lack of facilities or teachers.
At Logo, Marsabit County, thousands of faithful turned up as President William Ruto joined the African Inland Church in celebrating 6 decades of service in the region. In his address, the president reaffirmed his government's pledge to ensure that no child in Kenya misses out on education.
Hii ugonjwa ya hakuna dawa lazima tumalize. We must never have any child in Kenya ati amekosa nafasi ya kusoma.
Ruto said each constituency continues to receive not less than 180 million shillings every year through the Constituency Development Fund to build classrooms, provide learning materials, and fund bursaries. He added that the government has constructed 23,000 new classrooms in the last 3 years and hired 76,000 teachers. The president announced plans to recruit more teachers in the next month.
Tunaajiri walimu wengine 20,000 in the next 1 month ili tuwe na walimu 1,100.
On healthcare, the head of state issued what he called a final warning over medicine shortages in public hospitals. He directed the Kenya Medical Supplies Authority, KEMSA, to adopt a new direct delivery system where drugs are delivered directly from Nairobi to healthcare facilities.
Hii ugonjwa ya hakuna dawa lazima tumalize. Na mzuri huyu mtu ya KEMSA huyu wako ni mtu ya hapa. Nimemwambia atumie teknolojia. Nimemwambia dawa ikitoka kwa store ya KEMSA isiende Marsabit, ati kwenda kwa store ya Marsabit, ikuje kutoka Nairobi mpaka Logo, na ile ya Loyangalani iende Loyangalani.
The president also praised the African Inland Church for its role in promoting education, healthcare, and community development in northern Kenya. Maria Ambo reporting for Sunday Express.
On to matters politics, the Orange Democratic Movement has demanded the implementation of the 10-point agenda it agreed between it and the United Democratic Alliance, warning that not honoring the deal would be a sign of disrespect to former Prime Minister Raila Odinga. The calls were made by Deputy Party leaders Godfrey Otsotsi, Abdul Samad Nasir and others while in an interdenominational service in Kilifi County. Now, ODM Party Oburu Odinga, Secretary General Edwin Sifuna and Hassan Joho were among leaders who did not show up on the third and final day of the ODM 20th anniversary celebrations.
The Orange Democratic Movement crowns its 3-day 20th anniversary celebrations at the coast with an interdenominational service on Sunday in Kilifi Town. With the by-elections barely a fortnight away, the ODM leaders seized the chance to campaign for their Magarini parliamentary candidate, Harrison Kombe. Led by deputy party leaders Abdul Samad Nasir, Godfrey Osotse and Simba Arati and chairperson Gladys Wanga, the ODM leaders appeared to heal the emerging rift in the party, embracing dialogue to cement unity.
Tunaweza kutofautiana kwa mawazo. Huyu aseme nataka hivi, mwingine aseme nataka hivi. Lakini mimi ile ambayo imenifurahisha, kila viongozi ndani ya chama wamesema watakuwa wa mwisho kuachia chama ya baba ianguke chini. Kwa hivyo wote wanataka chama ikae pamoja.
Kama wale ambao kwamba ni viongozi wa sasa, kuhakikisha ya kwa kila ndege ametulia. Na hatuwezi kutuliza ndege ikiwa sasa tunaona ndege wanatawanyika, ndio mwanzo tunaanza kutafuta mawe kuwatupia wale ndege.
This is after Mombasa lawmaker Zamza Mohammed had dared Secretary General Edwin Sifuna to resign from the party. Sifuna was, however, not present at the event. ODM leader Oburu Odinga and Hassan Joho were also absent.
Sisi tunamwambia Sifuna, wewe kama hutaki kukaa kwa chama, wewe shika njia uende. Lakini huwezi kututoa sisi ndani ya chama. Waponi tutakaa na chama cha ODM.
Osotsi took the Kenya Kwanza administration to task over the 10-point agenda agreed between ODM and UDA, saying it will determine ODM's future engagement with the government.
Bila kutekeleza yale matarajio ya baba Raila Amolo Odinga, we will be disrespecting our leader. And I'm sure Baba will turn in the grave. Ask him, wale watu niliwacha, mbona watetei wananchi wa Kenya?
They, however, insisted that ODM will form the next government on its own or through a coalition.
Ni yule wakati baba ameshinda, yeye amepewa watermelon, akaekwa akakuwa vice. All the option is the person who fought with us 2007, 2008 and made sure that baba became the Prime Minister of the Republic of Kenya. That is the question I'm putting to the audience. Let us make a wise decision.
Giverson Minor, Sunday Express in Kilifi County.
Some political pundits have said that this is the beginning of the end of ODM, but then time will tell. Now, still keeping tabs on what is happening in the political scene, DCP party leader Rigathi Gachagua has rallied the people of Manyara North in Embu County to support Newton Karaoke as their next member of parliament in the upcoming by-election. Rigathi led other opposition leaders in campaigning for the Democratic Party's candidate, urging the electorate to defy the ruling UDA party. Similarly, UDA bigwigs led by Public Service Cabinet Secretary camped in various towns in Manyara North to popularize their candidate Leo Wamuthende. Meanwhile, UDA leaders allied to Deputy President Professor Kithure Kindiki has warned their ODM allies that the position of Deputy President will be part of negotiations between the two factions of the broad-based government.
With less than a fortnight to the Manyara North parliamentary by-election, the united opposition combed various towns in Embu County, popularizing their candidate Newton Karaoke.
Nani atashinda? The contest is simple. Kwa sababu huyu kijana ameletwa, na hiyo kijana hana makosa, ni mtoto wetu. tutamsaidia huko mbele tukiunda serikali. That boy, there is no problem. Anatumika tu, hata hana kura ya hapa mbele. Utapigia kura mtu namna gani hawezi jipigia?
Firstborn wa kwanza wa United Opposition anazaliwa mlima huu hapa Mbeere North.
Similarly, UDA bigwigs led by Public Service Cabinet Secretary Geoffrey Roku camped in various towns in Mbeere North to popularize their candidate Leo Wamuthende.
Tumeamua kauli moja, tutakaa ndani ya serikali ili tuendelee kupata matunda ya serikali. Watazungumzwa mbele. Watazungumzwa mbele.
Elsewhere in Nandi County, UDA leaders allied to Deputy President Professor Kithure Kindiki, led by Area Senator Samson Cherargei, warned ODM to keep off the position of Deputy President in their negotiations for 2027 elections.
Niliona watu wengine wakiongea wakisema ati in case tukienda negotiation na broad base, sisi tuko broad base, lakini kuna viti mbili hatuwezi ongelea kwa coalition, President William Ruto na Professor Kithure Kindiki. I want to tell them waombe zile viti vingine mpaka ya mzee ametaa.
Tusiumize hiyo bidii ambayo rais ameweka kuleta taifa pamoja. Na mambo ya uko mbele, ule mtu ule anajua peke yake ni Mwenyezi Mungu, hakuna mtu anajua.
And in Kitui County, Wiper leaders led by Area Senator Enoch Wambua dismissed President William Ruto's recent development tour of Ukambani as a failed mission that yielded no political traction for the Kenya Kwanza administration.
Saa ile mnapigania haki yenu, msiwe na uoga, msiogope, kwa sababu mkiogopa, hiyo sio roho ya Mungu, hiyo ni roho ya mtu mwingine hajulikani ni nani.
Meanwhile, in Kakamega County, DAPK's Malava parliamentary candidate Seth Panyako now claims the government is plotting to use police officers to rig the upcoming by-election on November 27th in favor of the UDA candidate.
Na askari waine watakuwa nje ya polling center. Kazi ya hawa askari ine ambao watakuwa nje ya polling center ni kuungana na hawa gunzi ambao wanatrainia pale Tande Primary School na wanalala Tande Secondary School kuleta mayhem, kupika wananchi ambao wanataka kwenda kupiga kura asubuhi, kuwanyang'anya vitambulisho na kuleta fujo katika maeneo ya kupiga kura.
Gishuke Washira, Sunday Express.
This will be quite the areas to watch as we work towards the by-elections there. Which person will carry the day and what will it mean for their various political parties? We'll be keeping tabs on that. Now, the Elgeyo-Marakwet County Governor Wesley Rotich says that the plans to relocate families from high-risk zones in Chesongoch will finally be formalized. He spoke during a visit to the community affected by the recent landslide, where he insisted that the process can no longer be delayed. 8 people are still missing after the incident, which claimed the lives of over 30 residents.
For decades, the idea of moving families from the dangerous escarpment in Chesongoch, Elgeyo-Marakwet County, has been discussed yet never implemented. But Elgeyo-Marakwet County Governor Wesley Rotich says the latest landslide tragedy is a turning point.
This disaster has really opened our eyes on the danger that we are all in, and we are hopeful that we have suggested that to the national government. I am going shortly after the funeral, I'm going to do a formal request to my county assembly. The county assembly will pass, and then we will do a formal assembly to petition to the National Assembly and Senate. And of course, we have also written to the ministry, we will write to the ministry directly so that the cabinet secretary can actually have a table a cabinet memo in cabinet to propose, if possible, we move, especially those in the most dangerous areas, the worst affected areas, so that we can be able to save lives. Otherwise, we will be crying every year.
The governor emphasized that the relocation will target the worst affected zones where families remain exposed to recurring hazards. He said the county will work closely with the national government to secure safer land and ensure a significant transition. He urged residents to support the process, saying the move is not just administrative, It is a necessary step to protect lives.
For us as a county, we don't want to dictate where if the government will accept these people to be moved. We will not dictate. We will just request the victims or the people to be moved, at least in a spirit of public participation. Maybe to ask them where would you be comfortable to be moved in. Majority of them would want to, of course, because they come from this county, they want to be settled near the county or within the county.
Once the county assembly and national government review the proposal, the relocation plan is expected to process in phases, prioritizing the most vulnerable households. Case Kimirei, Sunday Express.
That takes us to a fast breather, but now grim statistics from NTSA indicating that between January and November, we have lost over 3,000 Kenyans on our roads. Details coming up after this short break.
Wewe. Kule jikoni umeasia nani?
Sasa zingine napumzikanga hiyo moshi kidogo.
Itabidi uondoke nilete mtule anaezana na mambo ya moshi.
Hiyo moshi ni yangu mama. Hiyo moshi hawawezani naye.
Leo uko smarty. Nilionga azumbui. Uko na sawati yako.
Kwa kazi yako nani yako?
Unabai, unapika, unashiba. Lea Premium.
Lea Premium Flour. Nurturing the world. Available in a store near you.
Manyara is a snow-covered mountain that is 19,710 feet high and is the highest mountain in Africa.
Why is he stopping us? Open the door. I need to go out.
Captain, be careful.
Samahani afande. Rafiki yangu hakuwa na nia ya kukukera.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you.
What is this?
What's this, chef?
Well, you're not in China now. Here you eat inchima.
We aren't your servants, and you're not here to enjoy life. If you can't endure some hardship, leave anytime.
Welcome back. This is Sunday Express. Now, residents of Southwest Sakwa location in Siaya County say defilement has become a growing menace, with many cases going unreported due to high medical and documentation costs. They are now urging the government to scrap all treatment and P3 processing fees, arguing that the charges continue to deny victims justice.
Speaking at Kapio Chiefs Camp during a mentorship forum organized by Teen Safe Heaven, residents said families struggling with poverty cannot afford the initial medical bills required to file defilement cases. Many victims, they say, are therefore forced to suffer in silence as perpetrators walk free.
And the process should not take long. Matter to go to the children's office, coming back to the health office, going back to the chief. That time it makes, and all this involves money.
Southwest Sakwa Chief Peter Obedo called for urgent civic education, noting that many parents report cases late due to lack of awareness of proper channels. He appealed for a clear government policy guaranteeing that defilement cases are handled free of charge and processed swiftly to protect victims.
That there should be a policy in the sense that any case of defilement or such like cases should be free, absolutely free. Let it not be on papers, but it should be actualized when you take this kid to police station up to the hospital. The P3 form should be free, absolutely free of charge.
Isaac Ochieng, an official at Teen Safe Haven, acknowledged that although areas along Lake Victoria continue to record high cases of teenage pregnancies, ongoing sensitization campaigns are gradually changing attitudes and improving early reporting.
We come from around the lake, and you know the stories being said about the lake, and we also have some few cases of teenage pregnancies. So we thought that prevention is better than cure. So this is one of our ways of preventing more casualties in the coming future.
The mentorship program aims to curb teenage pregnancies and empower girls with knowledge on sexual abuse, HIV and AIDS, and sexually transmitted infections. Jacqueline Masharia for Sunday Express.
Now, a call for East African Community member states to pump more resources into the medium and small enterprise sector resonated during the closing ceremony of the 25th East African Community Medium and Small Enterprises Trade Fair at the Uhuru Gardens in Nairobi County. Cooperatives and MSMEs Development Cabinet Secretary Wycliffe Oparanya said MSMEs are a critical sector and a pillar of economy for many nations and should be given the March allocation. Timothy Kipnusu now reports.
The 25th East African Community Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Trade Fair came to a close on Sunday with calls for member states to allocate more funds in the sector. Kenyan Cooperatives and MSMEs Development Cabinet Secretary Wycliffe Oparanya revealed that the sector is key in the growth of the economy and urged the member states to consider setting aside enough funds to boost the micro, small and medium enterprises.
We want this small business to make sure they access finance. I know each country is trying its best to ensure that these people here access finance for them to do their business without problems. Kenya here, you know very well, we have even Hustler Fund.
Speakers at the forum called for member states to remove the trade barriers to enable the free movement of goods and people within the countries.
Each year, this trade fair not only grows in size, but in diversity, creativity, and regional impact. We have noticed some of the uniquely locally manufactured, environmentally green technologies exhibited by our MSMEs that have showcased solar power and wind energy, electric vehicles and scooters, energy-saving stoves.
The chairperson for Confederation for Medium and Small Enterprises Organization, Josephat Rea Manu, challenged the member state, particularly the steering committee, to source for alternative fund that will give financial impetus to the sector.
Sisi tunahangaika kama private sector kutafuta watu wa kutufadhili. Serikali zinahangaika kutafuta mtu wa kufadhili. EAC tafuta mtu wa kufadhili. Kwa hiyo tunaona kuna haja ya kupata mtu wa kusimama ile badala ya BAT, iwe ni banks, iwe ni nini, anayeweza kulea wajasiriamali hawa kuliko kuwa tunakwenda kuomba pale ambapo serikali inaomba. Tuwe na mfuko maalum.
The trade fair, which brought 8 countries together, namely Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, South Sudan, Somalia, Rwanda, Burundi, and the Democratic Republic of Congo, is crucial, particularly in transferring knowledge and exchanging new business ideas between the member states.
Isikuwe tu ndio mwisho. I know today we are closing this market officially, but natumaini ya kwamba soko inaenda kuendelea. Physical market is closing, but let the market continue. Zile relationship, zile contacts ambazo mume exchange, muendelee nazo zikuweza kufana, ili muendelee kuuziana hizo bidhaa ambazo tumeona.
Timothy Kipnusu for Sunday Express.
Let the markets continue, especially leveraging on technology. Now, a young man from Baringo County has turned a playful childhood hobby into an interesting and perhaps a rare talent with the potential of generating a steady income. Martin Ekwam has become famous for catching boiled eggs hurled towards him with his mouth. Here's his story.
On the busy streets of Mogotio town, Baringo County, one man is drawing crowds, not with music, not with dance, but with something not so common. Meet Martin Ekwam, also known as Mayai Man, a man who can catch a boiled egg tossed towards him from a distance using only his mouth. With precision and sharp focus, Martin tracks the egg in the air until it falls perfectly inside his mouth.
Kwa primary nilikuwa nimezoea ile natembea narusha mahindi ama njugu, napenda ninakula nikirusha juu. Nilipoenda high school nikaanza kurusha ugali. Ukaona hii jamaa akona talent, wacha tujaribu kurusha na umbali. Nikaenda kwa dining hall kurusha ugali ikaingia kwa mdomo. So ikakuwa ni fun, ni kama mchezo shule. So hapo ndo talent ilianzia.
Because he is human, sometimes it's a miss. It was not until just about 2 years ago, while working as a tout, when his decision to entertain his friends rebirthed his long-forgotten talent.
Nikaambia majamaa, najua hii mayai naweza rusha juu ipite hii waya stima na nishike na mdomo. Wakasema uwezi. Nikamwambia ngojeni wapigie show. Nikarusha mayai juu ikapita hii kamba ya stima hiyo. Juu ikapita hiyo mti juu, nikashika na mdomo. So talent, wakaona hii jamaa kona talent. Na mimi nikaona pia hii content.
His skill is a crowd puller, attracting many from far and wide, and with mixed reactions.
Wengine wananijenga kakitu, siwezi complain, nimekulia kidogo. Wengine wanasema hii ni njaa, huyu jamaa kona njaa mingi. Wengine wanasema wana appreciate, wanaona hii ni talent, juu wanaona timing ni perfect.
Amekuwa customer yangu tangu aanze hii mchezo yake. Hata mimi mwenyewe ninaweza sema nimefaidika, sababu kila akikuja wenye wanakuja kumhoji wanakujanga na anakuraga mayai kwangu.
Lakini anaposonga mchezo mbele, wengi wataona. Kwa hivyo chochote lazima ushikiliwe na wenzako.
The 28-year-old says he has started earning, urging those with talents to explore them.
Na naamini hii talent inafaa iende mali kama Olympic. Hizi ndio vitu tunafanya kwa Olympic and gymnastics huko. Mimi naona ni talent, Facebook wamenimonetize recently.
From catching tossed peanuts as a child to boiled eggs as an adult, Ekwam has turned a hobby into what may seem as a weird career. Kamchemenza for Sunday Express.
Well, that was something. That must be something, because I've been trying to see if I can actually have, oh, I managed. That might just be one way to earn a living, right? But anyway, that is indeed something. That is Martin Ekwam. Now to some grim stories. There is that the National Transport and Safety Authority, NTC, has raised alarm over the rising number of road accident fatalities, with those involving pedestrians being the highest at 1,460 out of the total 3,890 fatalities recorded between January and November. Now, during the national commemoration of the World Day Remembrance of Crash Victims, Director of Road Safety, National Transport and Safety Authority, Andrew Kiplagat, said that through the county transport and safety committees, they have started integrating road safety into development plans to guide, among others, the construction of pedestrian walkways and the installation of signage showing black spots. Opichu Chemtai with the details.
In Eldoret City, Uasin Gishu County, hundreds of Kenyans from all walks of life joined in the road safety sensitization walk. From Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital, they walked across the city to the final destination at Tax Center grounds in commemoration of the World Day of Remembrance of Crash Victims. One after the other, road crash survivors took to the podium, narrating the ordeal that changed their lives completely.
I was normal, I was walking well, I was laughing. Kama saa hii vile mnaniona hivi, huwezi ona meno yangu, maana I can't laugh. Mdomo upande hii, mpaka saa hii huwa imefura.
My dad was confused, though he was conscious, but to see his brother dead and his son unconscious.
National Transport and Safety Authority in turn raised an alarm of the rising numbers of road accident fatalities recorded from January this year as compared with the last year within the same period.
We have lost so far over 4,100 Kenyans who didn't deserve to lose their lives. And in this particular region, the Uasin Gishu, it contributes about 3% of these statistics. If you look at those numbers, majority of those we are losing, about 30% or thereabouts, are pedestrians.
Actually, it gives us a worry that we are not seeing a reduction. If you come to MTRH emergency, almost 60% of the patients who are admitted there, almost above 40% of referrals which we receive in MTRH, they are trauma cases.
So we also want the hospitals to be giving the details of those people who succumb to death after the accident, so that we have the proper numbers.
NTSA Director of Road Safety, Andrew Kiplagat, noted that plans are underway to strengthen collaboration among sectors involved in road safety and scale up sensitization programs to help curb road carnage.
Let's look at our behaviors. Where do we walk? Yeah, are we visible to motorists? Are we risking in where we walk? If we are pillion passengers, if we are motorcycle riders, are we carrying one as guided by law?
As more people get onto the road, the carelessness tends to increase. That's why we'll see that in most urban centers, we get more accidents as opposed to rural areas where there are very few vehicles.
In Mombasa County, Disaster Management Chief Officer Ibrahim Basafar announced tougher road safety measures to curb road accidents ahead of the December holidays.
Mombasa pia tuko sasa na speed cameras. So tutaanzisha speed cameras hii mfumo na tutaanzisha alcohol blow na tutaanza kushika zile gari ambazo ziko unroadworthy.
The same script was replicated in Kakamega County, with the residents being challenged to be more cautious on the road.
We're going to try our best to ensure that we are going to reduce fatalities, because we had decided to do it in Kakamega because Kakamega was the highest.
As Kenya join in commemorating World Day of Remembrance of Crushed Victims, more emphasis has been put on collective responsibility that will ensure reduction of road accidents being witnessed across the country. Opicho Chemtai reporting for Sunday Express from Eldoret, Uasin Gishu County.
And the big question is, why Kakamega? Why did it have the highest number of road fatalities? We'll continue keeping tabs on that as we work towards the high season, or rather the festive season that is just but a few weeks or so away. We take a quick breather, but we'll be back with more. This is Sunday Express.
Wewe. Kule jikoni umeasia nani?
Sasa zingine napumzikanga hiyo moshi kidogo.
Itabidi uondoke nilete mtule anaezana na mambo ya moshi.
Hiyo moshi ni yangu mama. Hiyo moshi awawezani nai.
Leo uko smarti.
Nilionga azumbui.
Niko na sawati yako.
Kwa kazi yako nani yako?
Kazi yangu inakuhusu nini?
Uko na mchezo za kitoto mpaka za ni utoto imekuingia.
Ndio nimekampa.
Watu wana missing use English. Chakula iko aje kwani unaniona?
I was in that race, I got tired.
Lakini bado mimi ni mlembo. Niliona vile umekonda ngachua huyu mtu lazima atengeneze mwili.
Umetoa wapi hiyo chakula, nani amewapea?
Welcome back. Now, Pastor John Swaka, who doubles up as an advocate of the High Court of Kenya and a pastor at Calvary Church, Kayole, has been ordained Bishop Swaka and was anointed by Bishop Joshua Ishazi of Tanzania in a colorful ceremony called upon the church to step up and be a watchdog of society.
From the courtroom to the altar. John Swaka has added bishop to his name.
Pamoja na Msumbiji na Malawi tuna makanisa kule. Kazi ya uongozi ni ngumu sana. Kama ambavyo watu wengi utumishi wa Mungu amezungumza, mimi siwezi kuongeza tena maana muda umekwenda sana. Sasa nikuombe Pastor Swaka sasa hivi sio askofu mpaka weko mafuta.
God sending right people to fight your battle. Amen. And today, Bishop Swaka, may God raise soldiers. They may be here, they may not be here, but they are coming. Soldiers who will fight your battles.
The Kibra-born advocate was installed at the Calvary Church in Kayole. Friends say that in Swaka, the church is gaining a selfless giver.
Tunapomtawaza leo John Swaka kuwa askofu, tutasimama naye vile Mungu anatusaidia, tukaombeane, tukakae, tukafanye kazi vizuri kama tunavyofanya na George anakuwa kwamba ati nikiingia kanisani mwake na alikuwa hubiri anaacha kuhubiri.
The new bishop in town was told to brace for new pressures and expectations in his new role.
Because of being elevated, because of being lifted, every eye is able to see you. And the celebrations begin about you. People begin to ask, who is this? That is the time temptations begin to increase. After anointing, temptations. After the Jordan River experience of Jesus, temptations.
Hiyo ni ishara ya huduma na ukuhani ambao Mungu amekuvika siku ya leo.
And how does he balance between ministry and advocacy as a counsel at the High Court?
It's a big weight on my shoulders, but I believe that when God calls you, He gives you the ability to maneuver, gives you the ability to withstand, the ability to perform. Remember, this is not your work. This is God's work. So where God calls, He provides.
Swaka also challenged the men of cloth to stop depending on their congregants.
But it's quite too early to raise temperatures right now. Come 2027, elections are done, then the following day, we start another campaign. Kenya will never go anywhere if we continue this kind of trend. So it's a time to take stock of what is happening. Can we correct what we feel is going wrong?
Over 20 pastors from the church were also promoted in rank.
Swaka ni mtu hapagui. Swaka ni mtu anaweza fanya na mtu yoyote kazi. Vile mmesikia wakisema injili hapa, hiyo walikuwa wanasema injili ya ukweli, na kuna yale wamesema kweli imenishika roho yangu. Nimesema Mungu asaidie huyu kijana.
Ruth Wamboi for Sunday Express.
Now, congratulations to Bishop Swaka there. Now to the counties, a member of Parliament, Ndindi Nyoro, has strongly opposed the proposal by the Ministry of Education to reduce the government capitation for day secondary schools, calling the directive a threat to basic education. Here's a roundup.
Kiharu Member of Parliament Ndindi Nyoro emphasized that many parents in his constituency cannot afford to pay the full fees and were depending on the government's capitation. He also insisted that the junior secondary school intern teachers should be placed on permanent and pensionable terms as the new term approaches.
Wanting to reduce capitation to our day schools, day secondary schools, from 22,000 to 12,000 shillings. I want to assure you, as a member of parliament, I will do everything possible within my powers to make the government rescind that decision.
Elsewhere, the Senate Health Committee has raised concern over the shortage of healthcare workers in many hospitals across the country, saying the gap continues to hinder effective service delivery.
We want to have a conversation with the unions, with SRC and Public Service Commission to see what are we going to do to make sure that this shortage is addressed, because we have trained health workers. Our problem is sufficient resources to employ them on permanent and pensionable basis.
In Mombasa County, the Supreme Council of Kenya Muslims Coast Region leadership has raised concern over a plot by a splinter group to disrupt the organization ahead of the upcoming national elections.
Wewe si mwanachama, huna msikiti, huna madrasa, huna taasisi yoyote, lakini unadai uchaguzi. So tutaka tuwaulize wale waandamaji, waliotumwa na wale wapambe wao, ni uchaguzi gani ambao munadai, na ile hali nyinyi hata hamujui nidhamu na sheria na katiba baraza kuhusu uwanachama.
And the government has launched a national platform designed to unify the country's fast-growing software and artificial intelligence sector, bringing developers, companies and government agencies into a single ecosystem for the first time.
My team sat and design a way to bring the of software industry platform. We are of experience in other sectors and many others, but convening arrangement holders in the software and AI.
Now, from the counties, we delve into the world of sports, and my colleague Bernardo Kumu is on the other side of the studio. Good evening, Bernardo. I know rugby fans, were treated to some action over the weekend. Take it away.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much, Reggie. Some exhilarating performance and action at Arfia grounds where Kenya battled South Africa, but unfortunately lost in the final. But we have this and much more. Let's begin with that particular story where the national rugby team, of course, faced South Africa. South Africa sweeping past Kenya 22-0 to clinch their 12th Rugby Africa Women's Sevens crown in today's finals at the Arfia grounds here in Nairobi, extending a dominant continental reign and completing the tournament without conceding a single point. Now, in a familiar script and a repeat of the 2023 and 2024 finals, the Springbok women once again shut the door on the Kenyan Lionesses, whose bid for the home soil glory never quite caught flame. For South Africa, the win sealed their passage into the HSBC Sevens Series Division 3, the challenger pathway that offers promotion towards the global second tier. Kenya, already competing in that second division, was chasing pride and a statement victory, but the Springboks' defensive steel and clinical finishing kept the hosts at bay from start to finish. With a win, South Africa now books its place in the 8-team Division 3 challenger event set for Dubai in January next year. The Uganda Cranes, whom the Kenyan Lionesses had beaten in the semi-finals, won the bronze with a 38-12 defeat of Madagascar.
They actually came good, they know that they had to win this game to secure their 12th win. We really wanted to do this because we were like in a home ground. We promised our families, our fans who we love so much. But I guess it was not the day again, We will come back strong. Now we know what we are going to work on, because we're building it as our match heading to Division 2. Now we know where we want to do some few touches with the technical team, and I know it will be good for the end of the day.
For Kenya, we had already qualified for Sevens 2. So for us, it was just working out our combinations, seeing who can play with who, where, and when. So for us, I think generally I can say we've achieved our targets, and I'm proud of the ladies' efforts.
I think we as a team, we really pride ourselves on defense, because defense does not require talent, it requires work ethic, and you could see that the girls really showed that they care for each other. But I think we really close the space nicely, and that is how we really kept them from getting into our 22.
And tough luck for Lionesses and all the best to them in the next year's Division 3 campaign. Meanwhile, the FKF Kenya Men's Premier League defending champions, Police FC, are back to their winning ways after edging out Tusker FC 2-1 in a thrilling Kenya Premier League match played at the Ruaraka Stadium. It was an energetic match at the Ruaraka grounds where Police FC wasted no time in stamping the authority. Eric Zakayo firing home the opener in the 13th minute, putting the visitors ahead and shifting momentum firmly in their favor. Just before the break, Simiyu David doubled the lead as they took command of the proceedings. The second half saw both teams push for goals, with Tusker fighting to get back into the game while Police held their ground. Chances were created on both ends, but it wasn't until the added time that Tusker finally pulled one back. The late strike, however, wasn't enough, and Police FC held on for a hard 4-1 victory. The defending champions now move to 10th place in the Premier League standings on 11 points, just 1 point behind Tusker, who are 7th. In another match of the day, FC Leopards were forced to share the spoils after drawing 1-1 with Moranga Seal. And that particular match between Moranga Seal and FC Leopards at Nyayo National Stadium ended 0-0 and not 1-1. To basketball now, where Kenya Ports Authority have no time to rest after qualifying for the 2025 Women's Basketball League Africa, set for Cairo, Egypt on the 5th of next month. The Dockers finished third in And the Kenya women's deaf basketball team began their Tokyo Deaf Olympics campaign on a disappointing note after suffering a 104-30 defeat to giants Australia at the Ota City General Gymnasium in Japan. Kenya lost all 4 quarters of the Group A clash, going down 44-3, 15-9, 28-8 and 17-10. Meanwhile, athletics team will be seeking its first medal of the games tomorrow when they take to the track in the men's 10,000 meters and the 4x400 meters mixed relay finals at the Komazawa Olympic Park Gymnasium. Reigning Deaf Olympics 1500 meters gold medalist and 5,000 meters silver winner Ian Wamboi Kahinga will spearhead Kenya's challenge in the 21-man field, where he will be, of course, gunning for the challenge. Ian Wamboi, of course, will be joined by newcomer Peter Ruto, and veteran former champion David Kipkogei. In the 4x400 meters mixed relay, team captain Isaac Katima hopes to lead from the front and steer Kenya to a podium finish. He will line up alongside teammates Lynette Fwamba, Beryl Wamira and Simon Menza. And to the spools now, where the Nairobi County Swimming Association Inter-Club Invitational Championships wrapped up today at Kasarani Stadium with standout performances from some of the region's rising talents. Gabriela Gomeri powered to victory in the girls 19 and over 50 meters freestyle, touching the wall in 38.10 seconds. She led a strong field with Neema Karioki and Darlene Hunifei finishing second and third respectively. In the boys 12 to 13-year-olds 200 meters freestyle, Don Dirango dominated the race, clocking 2 minutes 28.74 seconds to claim the top spot. Lawrence Okumu and Mark Kome followed closely behind to complete the podium dash. Meanwhile, in the girls 14 to 15 years old category, Kamwele Maina delivered an impressive performance to take first place in 2 minutes 35.39 seconds. The two-day competition attracted more than 500 swimmers from clubs across the county, highlighting the growing interest and talent in Kenyan swimming.
If your child has a gift, sports, arts, and you ignore it, I have no words, because that gift has to be capitalized on as early as it's possible.
Personally, I love swimming as a passion, and I love spending more time with the kids, teaching them new things, and training them to reach their maximum potential.
This gala has been very interesting. I've just loved it. I've performed very well, met my fellow friends and made new friends.
The times weren't that bad. That's all I can say. I was hoping for better though in the 200 free. I was hoping to go like 215, and in the 200 back I was hoping to go like 230.
And across the borders now, where the 2010 FIFA World Cup champions Spain beat Georgia 4-0 in the UEFA World Cup qualifying match at Boris Pichaze Dinamo Arena, where they would have sealed an automatic qualification had Turkey not beaten Bulgaria by 2-0. Mikel Oyarzabal was the hero, defeat to Kosovo, who beat Slovenia by 2-0 at the Stadium Stozais.
4-0 up.
And definitely on Tuesday, that's when all the 16 slots as far as Europe qualification for the 2026 World Cup will be confirmed when the qualification ends on Tuesday. A number of matches ongoing tonight, but quite teams, the big names have already assured themselves of the spot at the 2026 finals. Also in Africa, there are a final of the finals that's ongoing. That's at in 10 minutes. That's at 10 between Democratic Republic of Congo and Nigeria, who are battling for the sole ticket to go to the Interconfederations Cup qualifiers for 2 slots for the World Cup in 2026. It's a long route to USA, Mexico and Canada next year. But back home, of course, in Africa, there'll be a big tournament. Ray, you wanted to ask about what's happening this year.
Now, when you talk about geopolitics, looking at what is going to be happening ahead of the World Cup, I hope that the United States of America will have, made some headway in trying and, harmonizing their policies, especially where migrants and immigrants are concerned, because over the last few months or so, we have been seeing them tightening up, migration rules there. And there's been a lot of conversation in regard to what countries are going to be allowed to actually participate in the World Cup within its jurisdiction as the United States of America. But other than that, what is in the offing, for Africa, so to speak? Okumwe, as we bring this to a close.
Yeah, maybe just to add on what you had begun by about what's happening with ICE and who are perceived to be migrants, illegal migrants in USA. And remember when Chan was here, we did ask the FIFA president, Gianni Infantino, who was in the country during the Chan finals, and he said that there'll be efforts to build relations with all those the countries where, where Trump administration is targeting to get the migrants back, deporting all those who are deemed to be in USA illegally. So he said that there's no cause to worry or alarm, but everything will be okay. That's what he assured all those who are planning or expected to go to the USA to support their respective teams when the World Cup kicks off next year. But also in Africa, there is, of course, the Africa Cup of Nations that's happening for the first time in 37 years. That's in Morocco, beginning on 21st of December through to 18th of January. And remember, Ray, tomorrow I'll be having the Moroccan ambassador on the sports check. That's His Excellency Abdelrazak Lassel. He'll be talking about how ready Morocco is for this particular showpiece.
Indeed. So, set the date. Tomorrow we speak Matter Sports, and we're going to be looking at the readiness and the capacity for Morocco to actually host this particular global showpiece. That puts a couple Matters Sunday Express. I'm Regina Manyara. Have a great week ahead.
And I'm Bernardo Kumu. Great week ahead too.
Good morning.
Good morning, Kenya.
Wake up with Good Morning Kenya, the morning show that's got it all.
We dive deep into issues shaping our country.
Youth are a voice of a nation.
What is the next step for the young people?
Unpacking political landscape from Monday to Wednesday.
We discuss family matters.
It is very important to guard your relationship.
And for your health.
Someone doesn't wake up and they become an addict. It's in stages.
We've got you covered each and every Tuesday at 9 a.m.
Every Wednesday, it's all about the viewpoint.
A day in politics is like 1,000 years.
Unpacking the biggest stories of the week, getting you insights and getting you ready for your day.
And the package is not yet done. I get to fix your Thursday with some entertainment. Entertainment Thursday, it is.
Good morning, Kenya.
We shape your day.
Good Morning Kenya, every weekday morning on KBC Channel 1.
Ulikuwa unafanya nini hapo?
Breaking news. Hii utapenda. Ni nini?
Hivi timbi ndo sipendi.
Kwani kwa home ni shida?
Hawa watu naogopa hapa, kila mtu ako na shida zake na siri zake.
Inaniuma kuona Josh akiwa na stress hivi. Nitampoteza.
Na ndio maana unafaa kuwa strong.
Nimeachilia familia yangu ikatusiwa.
Utalia tena mama.
Kilimanjaro is a snow-covered mountain that is 19,710 feet high and is the highest mountain in Africa.
Why is he stopping us?
Open the door. I need to go out.
Captain, be careful.
Samahani afande. Rafiki yangu hakuwa na nia ya kukukera.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you.
What is this?
What's this, chef?
Well, you're not in China now. Here you eat inshima.
We aren't your servants, and you're not here to enjoy life. If you can't endure some hardship, leave anytime.
For charity, dial *419 hash.
Nakuona. Kuja hivi sasa.
Ona.